Hello, girls, gays, and strays. Welcome back to LattaBullshit. My name is Caleb. I am your host. If this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you stick around. If this is not your first time here, then welcome back. We are recording our first ever podcast today. Yay! The whole reason that this channel was actually created was to be a podcast channel, or at least primarily be an inner monologue for me to just kind of voice whatever thoughts were rambling about inside my head. With that being said, I don't have a script. I don't have any kind of flow or thought. I just have my first topic, and that's how we're going to roll. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Read the title, read the description if you want to know, or just put this on in the background while you're cleaning your house or on your drive to work, or you just want to watch a podcast, because I'm not doing anything visually. We're just here. We're just here and we're just talking. But anyways, first life update. I graduate in less than a week. I graduate college in less than a week. That doesn't feel real. Like, everyone has been asking me, "Oh, Caleb, how do you feel about graduating? Are you excited? Do you feel different?" And like, all valid, all very super valid questions. I would probably ask the exact same questions to everyone else, and I'm sure that I have. And I don't feel any different at all. Like, I finished my semester about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and nothing feels different. And I think I don't think it has set in yet. Like, I don't know. Like, it just doesn't feel any different. Like, it's just like, okay, we're rolling into summer break again. We're rolling into summer break again, and I'll start again in the fall. Which, like, I am starting again in the fall. Fingers crossed. I'm going to go for my undergrad, or not my undergrad. I just graduated from my undergrad. I'm going to go for my graduate. But, like, this just doesn't feel, like, this just feels like every other semester. Okay, I did finals. We're done. La-di-da, yip-de-doo. And I've had, like, a few friends tell me that it's like, yeah, it doesn't really hit you. Like, I've had someone tell me it doesn't hit you until you walk across the stage. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. Because, like, now, I've watched graduations quite a few times. I've had plenty of friends who have graduated. Or I've even had a friend be like, it won't hit you until, like, the end of the summer, because she actually, like, she hasn't gone back for her graduate, so, she graduated and then, like, had the whole summer like she usually would, and then, like, kind of August came around and it was like, oh, I am done. There is no more school right now. And unfortunately, that just won't be how it'll be for me. But, like, as of right now, it just doesn't feel any different. But I've been in college for 5 years. 5 whole years. Started in August of 2020. And it just feels like it went by so quickly. Like, I don't know how to describe that. It feels like just yesterday I was moving into my freshman dorm room with the roommates that I found on, like, the community Facebook page. And I was just starting my freshman year, and now here I am. I'm graduating. And it just feels weird. Now, to be fair, to backtrack to what I said earlier, the 5 years, I have changed my major quite a few times, which is why I'm graduating, like, a year late. Like, I didn't take a 5-year program. I am just graduating a year late. And that's because I started off college in architecture. Like, all growing up, like, almost for, like, the first half of, like, my life, like, I guess before coming to college, like, that was what I thought I wanted to do. Like, architecture, like that is, like, there was no ands if or buts about it. I didn't want to explore anything else. Like, I just knew that that's what I wanted. And even today, I would say that that's still not untrue, but the program at the college that I went to was just so dated that I didn't enjoy it, if that makes any sense. Like, what my expectations for architecture was I was expecting a very digital atmosphere, that we'd be using, like, a lot of computers and programs to, like, build our projects and build out our ideas. Like, if you want to take, like, a really dumbed down version, think of, like, Sims build mode. And that's not what it was at all. And, I had done research, like, on other colleges, or, like, I'd heard about other colleges and looked into their programs. And, like, like, that seemed like what it would be. Like, sure, I understood that model building would be a part of it, but I, like, the university that I am going to, or am graduating from, like, that was, like, since I was a child, that's also the university that I knew I was going to. so when I like came and I started architecture, we like it was at first it was like kind of very much what I expected, and then like it kind of began to dawn on me that this program just didn't feel right for me, if that makes any sense. Like it was a lot, like we were doing a lot of projects and like a lot of like building projects, and like a lot of it was to like kind of get like the foundation of like building different models and things. So I had like an understanding there, but I ended up talking to, I don't know if it was a TA or whoever it was, but I was like talking, I was like, like I don't mind like doing this, like this is definitely a skill I'll need to have because it's a skill that you'll need to do, but like this isn't what I want. Like I wanted a very much like a much more digital atmosphere, and like they ended up telling me it's like, oh, this isn't how that works. Like not how it works, but like this just this is going to be a lot of model building. And I was like, oh, okay. So I wasn't quite prepared for that, and I ended up setting up an appointment with an academic advisor, and I was like, hey, like this is the boat that I'm in. And the academic advisor was very honest with me, which thankfully so, that there's only like a semester or two where it's digital. The rest of it is like model building and like arts and crafts and things like that. And I was like, ooh, okay, so this isn't what I wanted at all. And at that point we had decided like, this wasn't the right path for me, but we were also so far into the semester that I couldn't really change my classes. So I was stuck in like the intro architecture classes, but we decided at that point we were going to switch to digital design, a completely digital atmosphere, which is what I wanted, but still like within the art and design college. So like we're not like not too big of a jump. But like from that meeting, that's when I found out that the program at my university was just so dated for architecture. It has not been updated since like the 70s. Like sure, they have like a few of the digital classes that they've implanted here and there, but like the rest of it is just that. It is just the model building and like focusing on model building so that you can put your ideas to life in the real world, which like again does make sense, but we're also, it's like at the time it was like it's 2020. Like what do you mean like we're not learning how to build projects in a program? Like we're not like, because like a lot of clients, like when you get to a certain point, like I imagine after graduation you'd have like a bunch of clients who need to like visualize your work, and like they're not able to come and see a fucking arts and crafts project you did. You need to send them something digital. So anyway, so we switched to like I talked to that academic advisor, and we switched my like focus to be digital design for the next semester. Cool, great, fantastic. Not a month goes by. We are still in my first semester of college. Not a month goes by, and I'm talking with one of my friends, RAs, who I ended up becoming friends with for a little while. And she convinced me to go into computer engineering. Stayed like on the computer topic, but like just full 180. Full 180. And like, I mean, like, obviously, like, there's a lot more money to be had in engineering than, like, a graphic designer. Like, I don't think you need to research that to know that's, like, going to be the case. But, like, so she convinced me to do that, so I met with another academic advisor, and I was like, hey, I want to switch to computer engineering. This is what I want to do. And we switched. Next semester starts, I'm in computer engineering, and having quite a fun time with it, because, like, I've actually, like, like in high school and middle school, like there were different classes for like programming, and like I really enjoyed those. So I was like, oh, this is so fun. Well, fun fact, another part of computer engineering is electrical engineering. And I liked that just a little less, but that honestly wasn't even the problem. I put up with the electrical engineering classes. It was so fast forward again, we're now in my second semester of computer engineering. I stayed with it. And I have a professor who was just so, I don't want to say awful, but like he was so, I don't even know if out of touch is the right term to use. But this professor just had the natural assumption that we had so much background and so much knowledge about programming and like different computer aspects, which is like, hey, this was an intro. Keep in mind, like this is my third semester, but like this is supposed to be like the second semester of computer engineering for freshmen. So it's like, you can't expect us to know everything. Like, this is supposed to be an intro level class. A lot of us here don't have like the background knowledge that you're expecting. We weren't freelance coders that decided to come to college like you're assuming. Like, no, like we need to be taught from the beginning. And this professor just didn't get that. And I ended up dropping that class very early on, but stayed like with the rest of them. I was like, I'll touch this class at another time. I'll put it on the back burner. I'll come back to it because it was a mandatory class, and like I just take it with someone else. And I think it was like maybe 3/4 of the way through that semester that I was like, actually, I think I hate this. I think I hate this so much. And it's not even like hate, but it's like, I realized that at that point in college, I was like, I'm getting a degree theoretically, ideally for my 9 to 5 job for the rest of my life. Like whatever degree I'm pursuing, I'm going to have to wake up in the morning, go to work, do this, and go home. And I realized that programming, as much as fun as it was as a hobby, I could not wake up every day and go do computer programming. It was just, it's not something I wanted to do. Like, sure, fun hobby, but I could not imagine myself waking up every day and doing that. It just wasn't for me. So we made another switch. And at that point, I was kind of fed up with college. Not fed up with college, but like I was at the point where I was like, I just kind of want to drop out. Like, I just don't want to, like, I don't want a degree. Like at this point, like I don't know what I want to do at all. So I ended up, I had like quite a few conversations with friends and my mom and, other family members. And I'm like, I just like, this isn't what I want to do. And obviously I'm graduating in a week. So I stayed in college, and, my mom made a good point that it was like, it's better to have a degree in something than like in nothing. So like, I heard that. So I was like, okay, so we'll explore the options. And I like kind of thought about it for a while. I was like, okay, I could go into like, journalism or something. I was in yearbook in high school and I really enjoyed that. I could go back to like graphic design. And I was just like kind of like fumbling through all the ideas, and I ended up switching. So I ended up talking to an academic advisor. I was like, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I know that I want to switch. I know this isn't what I want. I don't even want to stay in engineering. I just don't want to do this, but I don't know what I want. And we ended up like kind of like talking for a while. And I think the ultimate, like, out of that meeting was she kind of left me, like, with some food for thought. And I was like, okay. Because I really enjoy math, too. So one of the things we had talked about was doing finance or, like, accounting or something like that. And I ended up thinking about it and sleeping on it. And I was like, okay, that's what I want to do. So I switched my major to finance, which, at that point, finance was definitely much easier for me. It came much more natural to me. I enjoyed it a lot more, and it was kind of my easy way out, so to speak. Like, I'm getting a degree in something that I'm finding very easy to do. So was that a good idea? Was that a bad idea? That's neither here nor there. I don't know. So I'm in finance. I'm having quite a good time in finance, actually. Like, I'm understanding everything. I'm not having like a hard time. I'm not staying up all night to like figure every single little detail out for every class. Like, sure, there's some hard classes, but like overall, I'm having the great time. Like, think your stereotypical business major frat boy. I'm not the frat. Let me classify. I'm not the frat boy, but like, I'm just like, I feel like I'm chilling. I'm just chilling here, and we're cool. But let me remind you, I was in engineering for a while, and not that I wasn't doing well in engineering, but my grades in engineering were significantly worse than they were in finance. In finance, I was getting like A's and B's, like we're doing cool. In engineering, I was, like there may have been A or two, lots of B's, C's, and like maybe a D or two. So like my GPA was really low, and for finance at my university, you have to have a 3.0 or above by a certain point, or that's it. The tough luck. You either have to go like take some weird classes, get like that GPA up, or you have to switch. And I hit that point, and I hadn't repaired my GPA enough. Like, sure, it was like on trend going up since I had started in finance, but those engineering grades were just dragging me down so hard that like I couldn't stay in finance. So at that point, I like kind of like took a moment. I was like, okay, where do I go from here? And at this point, I'm still an in-person student. So I go to an academic advisor and I'm like, hey, let me switch to marketing and we'll like circle back to this. Because like I also really enjoyed the marketing classes I was taking. And at that point, I'll just be classified as a marketing student, but I'll still be pursuing the finance major track until my GPA gets up. That was the whole plan. That was the whole goal. That's what I was going to do. But I just needed to be classified as something in the business college to like continue on for the main focus, because finance was still the main focus, but I also still enjoyed marketing. So like worst case scenario, I have a marketing degree. I'm not going to be mad at it. I didn't just select something willy-nilly. Well, I end up bringing this idea up to my family, and they are against it. They are against it so much. And like I couldn't and for a minute I didn't really know why they were so against me having a marketing degree. I was like, well, because like it was something that I enjoyed. It's like, take the concept of yearbook, but now it's just like, I'm not doing the journalism aspect. It's just like the other aspect of it. Like there's still a lot of digital design to be found in marketing and like project play. Like I was having like such a fun time with it. And I bring up the idea and they're like all super against it. Apparently come to find out it's the degree that my father got and he never did anything with it. So in their heads, everyone's heads, that it's like, oh, you're going to get a marketing degree and you're not going to be able to find a job. You're not going to be able to use it. And I'm like, I'm not my father. This also isn't, I don't know when he graduated, but like this is like times have moved on. Remote jobs, first of all, are an option. And like, it's something that I enjoy and wanted to pursue and would apply myself in. And even then even now I still think that. But then, so we've now made it quite a while into my college career. And I'm working during this time, I am working. Since my second semester, I am working. For the most part, during this time that we've discussed, I am bartending at a local pizza restaurant, and we're approaching the point where like I'm being considered for a management position, and like at that point I was like, okay, great, I'm gonna switch to online so I have more time for this position, and also I work better online personally. Like I do, like I came to college in 2020, so like an online degree was definitely a lot easier for me. Like online classes came to me so much easier than in-person classes, because for one, I didn't have to show up to an online class. Like even if it was like a Zoom class, I was perfectly fine with that. But like an in-person class, it took me so much motivation to like actually go to class every day. And if like it was raining, I was like, I don't know if it's worth it. So I made the decision to switch to online because like I knew that's better for me and how I learned, and being asynchronous meant that I had like a lot more flexibility in my schedule. But when I switched to online, I also had to switch my major, because the degree that I was still in marketing, trying to pursue finance, and neither of those were options for like the online programs at the college that like at the location that I was in. Like my university has like different campuses, but like my campus didn't technically have those offerings. So with that, I switched to business analytics. Like, I went to online and switched my classification to business analytics, because business analytics, for those of you like who maybe know, maybe don't know, it's kind of like, I describe it as a combination of finance and ISDS, which ISDS is information systems and decision sciences. Think of like a lot of Excel. Like that's like kind of like the easiest way to explain it and combine it, and that's what business analytics is. And honestly, that's what I've been in since. But it was a running joke for a while. What's your major? Did you change your major again? Like from friends and family. And it's like, okay, I get it. I've been here for long enough now that I think we're fine. So I'm graduating in business analytics, and I've been online ever since. I think that since that spring semester, I made the decision to switch that summer, or that fall. And what's so funny is I didn't stay at that restaurant. I decided to leave for different reasons. And I decided to switch jobs once again. And I actually was like, well, I'm switching to online anyways, and I can't make the switch back. Let me get like a regular 9 to 5, just like something like, like I'll be free during the day, during the week. Let me get like a normal job that like will pay me more than this will. And I am, and I've been very happy working my current job that I have. And I definitely make a lot more money in this job than I did, bartending or being a bar manager. And my pay is now consistent. It's not contingent on how much someone wants to tip me or how much money's in their wallet to be able to tip me. And that's something I find a lot of peace in, that my pay is my pay is solidified with where it's at. Like I don't have to worry about like making ends meet as far as like, oh my god, I need to make like $100 in tips tonight, or like I can't do this. Like no, I know what I'm gonna be paid. Like I can budget everything out, and that's been great. So, that's life. That's like the big life update, graduating, which like still like to me doesn't feel real. Does like it's just still like I'm like, no, I've got more classes to take. Like I got more homework to do. Like I've spent like the last 2 weeks or a week and a half kind of just like not doing anything. When I get home from work, I'm like, I don't have homework to do. I don't have like things to plan as far as in terms of school. I've been recording content for this channel. I posted my Schedule 1 episode already. I made and I've planned some like different things out. So it's like, it's been like I have like free time. Which like this kind of happens every summer. If I'm not taking a summer class, it's just like I have time to myself. I have free time to do the things that I want to do. So that's like been very, it's just like a weight. Like at this point, it just feels like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders, and like I don't have to worry about school right now. Like I know that I'm going back, but it's like, and I'm probably going back for my MBA, but it's just like, what do I do? Like I don't need to start like researching undergrad things or undergrad classes. It's like, I mean, sure, like I'll have to do that for graduate, like, and that I am enjoying my time. I'm enjoying my time out of school for now. So it's weird. It's really weird. How many times did I just say really? Let me get some water. Okay, my bad for the cut. I thought that it had stopped recording because the time froze, and I had the fear that I had lost like a portion of the recording, and that to me was very horrifying. But we're back. So yeah, no, I'm graduating. That's like the big life event. There's no like really other life changes. Really other than that, I mean, hell, nothing's even going on with Bumbu, who I think you can see his snout right there. I don't know if you can hear it, by the way. Actually, we're gonna go on a side quest real quick. Our upstairs neighbors, if like you're hearing like the thudding or like the vibrating of the ceiling, that's our upstairs neighbors. We hate them. We hate them with a passion. Like, sure, like they're not just like your typical upstairs neighbors where like they walk really hard, like they're really heavy-footed walking around. Like, no. Like, sure, for a while there, like they were just heavy-footed. And, like, I'm not gonna fault them for that. And, like, me and my roommates were like, like, it's annoying, it sucks, but, like, they're just walking around their house. They're just trying to get around. It's fine. But then, like, it began, like, and then a new one moved in. Like, a new person had moved in. And, like, this person... Like, and once this person moved in, like, they started playing music loudly, but, like, it was on the weekends. It was at, like, a reasonable time, and, like, we live in, like, a college town, so it's, like, we're, like, we're not gonna go interrupt. Like, like, we've asked them, like, once or twice to, like, when my old roommates were here, like, we'd asked them once or twice to turn the music down, and, like, they did. And then, like, my old roommates moved out, and, like, my sister had moved in, and... Like, they were still doing the same thing. They were playing music on the weekends, and it's like, it's fine, I guess. But, like, the straw that broke the camel's back was, I think, it was the middle of the week. I don't remember what day of the week it was. But it was definitely, like, a Thursday night, a Wednesday night, something like that. Like, at 2:30 in the morning, they start blaring music, I want to say. I'm pretty confident it was a weekday night, but like 2:30 the party's getting started, and I'm not just saying like it's loud and we kind of like hear it a little bit through the walls. Like we can clearly make out the songs that are being played, and we're like, hey, you can't start the party at 2:30 in the morning. Not let me clarify, in the morning. Like, it doesn't matter really what day of the week it is. Go the fuck to bed, first of all. But it's like, it's crazy. So my roommate goes over, knocks on the door, and is like, hey. And, like, she's mad. She is very, very mad. Like, she's, like, shaking, like, that she's just so angry. She's not scared. She, like, knocks on, like, she, like, pounds on the door. They, like, stop the music, and, like, they go downstairs, and they, like, go talk to her. And, like, they're talking for a while. Like, I'm sitting on the couch, and, like, they're talking for a while to the point that I'm like, do I need to go out there? Like, I'm getting worried. And like she comes back in and tells me everything. Like, first of all, he was super misogynistic to her, saying like, "Oh, you don't need to be scared. Come up and have a drink with us. You can come have a drink with us. Oh, we're like, I'm sorry, we're being like, no, he didn't even say I'm sorry. He never said I'm sorry. I'm making that up. And he's like, oh, well, like, just like let us party. My friends like celebrating whatever the fuck they were celebrating. My friends celebrating this. Just let us party. Like, do you like, like just being like completely out of touch, like just with reality, like that, like the world revolves around him, because like he should be able to do whatever the fuck he wants. Like, no, if you want to do like those, like if you want to do that, go get a house, go get a detached house to where you don't have neighbors. This man not only shares like a floor and ceiling with us, but he has like 2 other wall neighbors in like a corner in theory. So like I can't imagine that we're the only people that have had like a problem with this at all. But he's like, oh, and like my roommate says like, oh, well, I have work in the morning. And he's like, oh, well, let me pay you. Call out of work. Let me pay you so we can keep partying. It's like, hey, no, like you're like missing the whole point. We want to go to bed, and you're playing music so loud that we can hear what it is. And I think even at that point, my roommate had mentioned like the stomping and like shaking of the ceiling, just because like it was like, like here we are. And like we were like trying to be kind as into the point to not call the cops on them. So she comes back and tells me all of that. So like at this point we've like not like they suck. Like at this point they suck, and not like a week or 2 later, give or take. I'm kind of estimating here. It happens again. I do want to say this time I think it might have been like a Friday or Saturday. But like it happens again. Like they're playing music really loud, but like we hear like a lot of banging coming from upstairs. Like it gets like I'm sitting at my desk and like I get up and go to the living room, and like I'm just like I can hear yelling through the wall and like a lot of banging, and like lo and behold, and like it's like 2-3 in the morning. Like lo and behold, both of my other roommates come out, my sister and my friend come out, and like we're all just kind of like staring at each other like, what do we do? Like, what do we do? Because like it sounded like they were fighting. Like it genuinely sounded like they were fighting. I put my ear up to the wall. Like I know that they're upstairs neighbors, but like their stairs, like their stairway like wall connects with one of our walls. So like I put my ear up to the wall, and like I can like hear the yelling, and it's like it's obvious that one of them is drunk, and I'm hearing F slurs. I'm hearing the N word. I'm like this and that. And, like, I'm hearing, like, a lot of profanities that, like, I wish I could unhear. I'm like, oh, so not only are we misogynistic, we're racist, and we're homophobic. Oh, we have the trifecta. We have the worst trifecta. And on top of that, you don't give a shit about anyone but yourself. There is no empathy. There's no cares in the world at all. Like, you're just so oblivious that you don't know what's happening in the world around you, or to even care of, like, your presence. Like you're just so unaware of your presence that it's crazy to me. So, and like this goes on, and like the fighting goes on for quite a while, and to the point that like we're debating calling the cops, like not only for like a noise complaint, but more or less like, hey, we think someone's like getting fucked up there, and like not in like a drinking sense. So like, and it gets to the point that it calms down. We're kind of just like, okay. And like we can end up hearing them go like out on their balcony, and like they're talking. Like we can't hear it, but like they're talking. So I end up walking Bamboo at that point, because I'm like, I want to be nosy. Like I want to find out what's going on. So like, I walk out, and like immediately like one of them's like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, oh, hey. And like he's like asks, how are you? I was like, I'm here. And like, I just carry on, because I'm like, I don't really want to talk to you, because first of all, you're awful people. But, like, also, are you just, like, so unaware of, like, how loud y'all were just being? Especially with the fighting? Like, you can't put 2 together that, hey, I might be walking the dog at this hour because you woke us up. I was fully awake, but that's besides the point. So, like, I walk Bamboo and I come back, but, like, I stop, like, quite a ways back where I can hear the patio, but I'm not like within eyesight of them, or like, earshot, and like I just kind of have Bamboo next to me, and I'm just like boom, boom, stop. Like, we need to stay right here. And, like, I'm listening to them. And it's, like, the most awful conversation that I am hearing. Like, there are things along the lines of, they picked up a woman from Waffle House. And I'm like, first of all, that's crazy. You picked up a woman at Waffle House? Okay, I guess. One of them's intoxicated, but like what's really super funny about it is that, like, they start talking about me and like, oh, and one of them goes, I finally talked to the boy downstairs. Like, those are the first words I'd ever shared with him. Like, we had never spoken before. Like, I've seen him, but like those are the first words we ever shared. And I was like, okay, why is this a big deal? Why do you care? Because I don't care that we like have never talked. You're my neighbor and I hate you. Like, you're not the good neighbor. Like, I have a neighbor 3 doors down that I would love to meet. Their patio, their porch looks so cute with plants. I would love to kiki with those girlies. You guys, fuck you. Rotten hell, actually. So, like, they're going on about this conversation, though. They're going and going and going and going and going. And they get to the point where it's like, they're still talking about me, and it's like, you know, like, I don't remember how they phrased it, like, oh, he just wasn't very nice, or he was kind of, like, whatever term that they had used. And, like, the other one chimes in, it's like, oh, well, that must be Maddie's boyfriend. Which, like, hey, if you can't tell, look at the border. Look at the border. But, so, they think I'm her boyfriend because I was cold. Like, I was giving him, like, I gave him, like, a cold response at 3 a.m. when I was walking my dog. So, like, immediately in their head, it's like, oh, he must not like us because he's dating the girl that doesn't like us. Really fucking funny, by the way. But, like, then, like, I'm also, like, hearing different parts of the conversation. Like, they're saying, like, so many, like misogynistic, homophobic, and racist things that I'm like, this can't be real. This cannot be a real conversation that I'm hearing with the people that live above me. And it was. It fully was. So, like, at this point, I hope the worst things happen to these people above me. Like, I hope both sides of their pillow are warm at night. I hope that, like, there's a nail in their tire. I hope for all of the worst things. And, like, you know, the people that lived there before them, super quiet. Never once. So, like, just for context, we never heard them. So it's not like a case of thin walls. They're just awful people. The only time I heard the old neighbors is because they had a dog. They had like a big pit bull dog. And like the only time I heard them is when that dog would go up and down the stairs when they would take it outside. Hey, you're just bad people. Because like I already know that it is pretty soundproof. And you're somehow like breaking that. So, that's the lore about the neighbors upstairs. The awful, 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 awful neighbors that we have upstairs. And it's just been a time with them. So, like, if you hear, like, thudding around or, like, things like that, it's them. It's them up there. The microphone's picking up on it. I can't fix that, unfortunately. I can't go have a civil conversation with them because, oh, you're misogynistic and you're homophobic. None of us can speak to you, actually, without, like, being, like, what's the word? Being, like, dwindled down or, like, belittled by you because you think you're a super big, important person when, like, you're not. You're so not. You're so not an important person. Like, I just wish, like, we could, like, humble this man. And unfortunately, I think he's just so out of touch that there is no humbling him. I need more water, actually. I don't know what else to talk about. I don't know. I've talked about neighbors. I've talked about the graduation. Those are all the life updates. We have a new pope. That's kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. I don't really keep up with the Catholic Church. But with that being said, my mom had recently visited Italy, and she got me a gay rosary. From the Vatican, might I add. A gay rosary from the Vatican, from the old Pope. I think his name is old Pope Francis. Keep in mind, we're not Catholic. See, yeah. So, like, a gay rosary from my mother, which, like, I mean, like, it's really pretty, but, like, we're not Catholic, which is, like, what I find really funny about this. And on top of that, the Pope had just died, so I'm like, I don't know any policies of the new Pope. I just know the old Pope was, like, for the gays, like, here for the gays. I'm like, so it would be really funny if, like, this Pope was homophobic. And now I have a gay rosary blessed by the now deceased Pope Francis. I do think I heard that he's anti-Trump, though, so... Anyways, I'm sorry. I'll leave it here. That's the only political comment I'll ever make. Complete 180. I'm trying to become a plant father. I'm already a dog father, and I love my dog, but I'm trying so hard to be a plant father, and it's not going awful. It's not going great, though. I have 3 plants currently. I have a monstera, a pothos, and a mini rosebush, which the mini rosebush I think is about to die. There is no, like, that mini rosebush has given me so much grief that if it continues to live, I'm going to keep trying to take care of it, but it hasn't, like, bloomed or blossomed since the day that I bought it. Like, I bought it from the grocery store in its little pot. It was fully flowered. I was like, oh my God, all I have to do is water it and give it sun. Hey, tell me why within the first month of having it, I got it in January, by the way. Tell me why within the first month of having it, all of the flowers died, which, like, sure, that's fine. That's how flowers work. Half of it died. Not all of it. Half of it died. The other part turned yellow. And, like, every so often I go and, like, I learned that it's possible that I was overwatering it, so I dialed back on the water after I cut off all the yellow pieces, and then, like, it's like, okay, I have a lot of green, but, like, it looks so sparse. And then a caterpillar has come through and eaten, like, a lot of, like, the good green, and now I have one part turning brown, so I'm like, I've got, like, 2 stems of, like, a former rose bush. Rosalina, by the way, I've named all of the plants. Rosalina, my rose bush, is struggling. She's alive, but she is struggling. Then I have the monstera and the pothos. The monstera, honestly, has given me no grief. It has been the easiest plant to take care of, and it has a leaf that has been, like, rolled up. Like, it's produced a new, like, stem, and it's had, like, a leaf, and the leaf hasn't furled out yet, and I feel like it should have by now, but also I don't know much about plants, so maybe it's not. But the monstera, let me look up the names. Let me look up the names real quick before I tell you the wrong thing, because I've got a short-term memory, and I already know that I would forget the names. Marcella the monstera, and then the pothos is Pascal, and Pascal, I don't have high hopes in, because I got Pascal, and he has been very droopy pretty much since I've got, when I got him, like, he had, like, a few leaves that were, like, sticking straight up. I was like, okay, cool, perfect, like, those are the ones I'll keep an eye on. And, like, not long after, he's just been a very droopy boy. Like, I tried watering, I've tried direct sun, I've tried indirect sun, and, like, I've been told, like, just do indirect sun and don't water it for a while, and it's still just very droopy. I guess I can show you guys real quick. So, like, this is Pascal. This is what's happening. Like, this is what I mean. He's just very droopy. He's green. I don't think he's dead. But, like, he is just very limp. And, like, I don't, like, should I be worried? Okay, I don't think anything's coming out of this. But, like, and, like, if I tug on the leaves, like, it feels like there's a bit of a root system there. So, like, I don't, maybe this is fine. Maybe this is just how it looks, and it's, like, supposed to be like a hanging plant. I don't know. But then, so we have the monstera, and the monstera is doing fantastic. This leaf has been continuously growing out like this, and then this is the leaf that I was talking about that hasn't unfurled, which, like, I don't have any worries about. Like, she's doing great. I am a little worried about the brown spot on this leaf, but it hasn't grown since I noticed it, so I'm not too worried. But, like, these are the plants. So, that's that. I've got a few, so I guess I'll kind of begin wrapping up, I suppose. I don't have anything else to talk about, or nothing else is coming to mind. I do have like a few more YouTube video ideas to make that aren't like podcast based. So I don't think, no, I want these to be surprises, but I've got a few ideas in the works. And I'm probably going to post some more Schedule 1 just because I find it fun. Even if it doesn't like perform well, I find it fun and I'll go ahead and do it. But other than that, I hope you all have a great day. Drink your water, drink your tea, drink your coffee. Enjoy the rest of your day. Get your house clean. Do whatever you need to get done today. And I hope to see you next time. But bye-bye.